What's up, guys? My name is Steven Machuca, also known as the Wood Pastor. I had a client recently ask me to build a table, and I thought, what better opportunity to share with everybody my process on this particular build. You might learn some things, and then you also might learn some things not to do. So, yeah, stay tuned.
So before I had ever got started, I had chosen cypress for this project. I've used it in the past, and I knew it would be the perfect wood to use for this project of this table. The hardwood shop went ahead and planed and jointed it for me ahead of time, so these boards are pretty straight and pretty smooth already, which makes it really easy for glue up. Right now I'm choosing which side that I want facing up to go ahead and use for the top, and I'm only doing half at a time, about 23 inches. Next, I go ahead and apply the glue, and if you're a baller, you'll go ahead and put Titebond 2 in a Titebond 3 bottle and make everybody think that you're loaded. I use brushes that I buy from Harbor Freight. Again, I know you can use glue rollers, something I want to go ahead and get familiar with in the future. I only have 2 joints here that I'm gluing up, so I can take my time, and it's easier to go ahead and glue up 2 joints to keep them straight. Again, you've got a little bit of time before this glue sets up. It'll get tacky pretty quick, but you can also make some last minute adjustments. So I hadn't added any clamps to the top side yet, but I'm going ahead and scrape the glue off. If you don't scrape it off ahead of time, it's a little bit harder to remove it with a scraper or sand it down because of how hard the glue can become. And here's just a perfect example of small shop. You gotta stay organized. You might have to move a few things around for me to start gluing up the second half. And I did not forget the butt shot. That's for my wife and no one else, even though this is on YouTube. I'm gluing up the second half here. Time lapse just makes everything seem so easy though, doesn't it? And I'll even stand on the boards to get that perfect alignment because it's only 2 joints. Get that clamp in the right spot. Clamping the ends also helps with alignment as well. Here I am inspecting it. You've got to inspect your clamps, guys. The next day I actually started working on the legs. These legs were 4x6s glued up, 3 of them side by side. And I needed to square up one end first with my miter saw, so I would score half of it, flip it over, and then go ahead and score the other half. Let me bring your attention to miter saw safety. Most miter saws have a guard. Mine had broke a while back, so make sure you're extra careful. I will be replacing it shortly or going ahead and getting a new miter saw. Once my legs were squared up, I used any and every tool in my shop to go ahead and knock down those joints. One looked like a cheese grater. It's actually a drywall tool, but it worked perfect. And look at this. Boom! That's how strong those glue joints are. Again, just slamming wood around like a crazy madman. But really, that does show you how strong that these glue joints are. See, I glued up both pieces here. They were 23 inches and 23 inches. And now I have a full tabletop. The last joint was putting them together. And again, I started favoring this little block plane. I'd actually just ordered a 14-inch smoothing plane for future projects. So if it's anything like that block plane, it's going to be awesome. And routing just adds any class to any project. Right here I just did a chamfer all the way around the top and the bottom. This table was such a beast that moving it wasn't easy, especially when I put the 2 halves together. A few final passes with a sander just to make sure that those joints are completely smooth and level. And I finished it off with 220 grit is normally what I go ahead and stop with before I stain or seal it. And moving this beast, I went ahead and put it on some small dollies that I had in the garage, but not before you take your Instagram pics. If you're not taking progress pics, you're planning to lose. Go ahead and plan to win, guys, and take some progress pics. People love progress pics. This is the only video I actually took of the prepping for the inset legs. I went ahead and routed out underneath the table about 1 inch because this is 2-inch thick material, and then the legs were inset, and I later added some brackets to help with support. Another good thing about cypress is that it is such a nice grain pattern that when you stain it, it's super smooth. It just has a very nice finish to it. To me, it seals easier, stains and seals easier than pine does. So I'm putting 1 coat of seal on it here in this sweet reverse camera action. Can't be taught. And then I will lightly sand it down with 400 grit. Brush all the dust away. You can blow it away. I actually used a tack cloth as well to get all the excess dust off before I went ahead and put the 2nd coat of seal on. And your finish on your table, whether it's stain and seal, is really what's going to sell any project.
Thanks guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you want to see more, I'm going to make a point to make some more videos. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as The Wood Pastor. You can also visit me on thewoodpastor.com. .com, not .com.